color. Vibes.
Hiya. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my wonderful people filled with greatness. Before we get right straight into the foolery, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling great, and even if you're not feeling so great. So let's get right back into that Resident Evil 4, the Otome edition. Yay! Y'all already knew I couldn't stay away from the Grahamily family. Yes, we're back. Loaded on up. Last we left is Leon came to save Ma, and now we are busting out of the church into seeing some possibly other people to be attached to. Let's follow it on up into episode 6. Once we were both up, I huddled close to Leon, looking around. It seemed like we had landed in some kind of external storage. There was little in the room aside from some bags and barrels, so I didn't imagine we'd loiter long like the squad.
Welcome to my life.
But Leon had other plans. Walk, 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 walk. As soon as he walked up to the barrel, I already knew what she was gonna say. Hey, we need that moolah, baby. So Ashley says here, is this some kind of hobby of his, or maybe barrels killed his parents and now he's sworn to destroy all barrel kind? Not number 6. Leon nabbed the Spanish gold. Oh, I hadn't noticed it before while I was salivating over Leon, but there's some good stuff in these barrels. Ammo, gold, some kind of plant material, resources. Leon grabbed the goods and shoved them into his pockets. I guess that explains his obsessive interest in barrels. But who keeps that stuff in barrels and in such sparse quantities? Is it some kind of rural geocaching? Looking for bullets and pocket change down at the local church? Spain is weird. What's also weird? That we're not being shot full of arrows. I looked back at the shattered window, the satellites, because it's just like her names for saddle. You gotta love it. The satellites had more than enough time to follow us. We were only a few feet down and would make for pathetically easy targets. And yet, nada. Zip. Zilch. Does their cult Bible prohibit them from exploiting obvious advantages? Are they having a synergy meeting? Are they just sad about their broken splendos? I shrugged my shoulders. Excuse me. Hold on. I gotta take a sip of my tea. I shrugged my questions aside, knowing they were probably no answers, and if there were, they were probably not worth knowing. Number 8. Now that we're counting barrels, I do actually want to see how many barrels we actually kick or cut open in the actual game. Continuing on as Ashley, I looked back at Leon, who finally seemed satisfied. that he had fully raided the church provisions. We hustled over to the door and made our way inside. Walk, 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 more walking. Oh, I hated this part in the actual game. I hated a lot of parts in the actual game. The village part, this part, that giant big thug part. That's what I call him, a big thug. The dogs, oh my gosh, the dogs. And then that one, you see, I only played the game twice, so I'm trying to remember. The third, let's see, what was it? Where you had to get the sniper rifle and it had heat vision. And it was like some type of creature coming at you near the end. Yeah, that part. I hate that part. So as we ran to the front of the church building, rain whipping ominously around us, we encountered what looked to be an angry mob of villagers. They were just groaning at first as they ambled slowly toward the church. Then a few of them started to shout. Villagers, Unforestero, Unforestero, Unforestero.
Ahí está!
I wonder what that means. No dejas QC escape. There's no escape for you. That's what I'm guessing here. Like I said, I haven't took Spanish since high school, and I'll leave y'all to do the math on that. Here's another regret for the pile. Zoning out in high. Oh my gosh! I just said it, y'all. No! I just literally said it. Exactly. That's what we all get for just thinking you could just glaze on by in the language class. Nope, you will eventually learn it, and it's practical. Like, there's a lot of Spanish speakers out in the world, so learn your Spanish, learn your Chinese. Those are the big languages, y'all. Let me take my tea. Continuing on from the beginning. Here's another regret for the pile. Zoning out in high school Spanish. Something about not letting the forest hero escape. I don't know. Foreign languages is hard. Some of them are, but to be honest, I've heard a lot of people say English is the hardest language to learn, mostly because of how many words mean the same thing. Well, how many words sound the same but mean different things. That's what I mean. Now I'm sounding like Ashley. Continuing on. More barrels. Fire barrels. We slowly inched our way down the path, presumably to see how they would react. I half hoped they might just be here to fight the man for raising taxes and stealing their chickens, but them lunging toward us with death in their eyes squashed that idea pretty fast. Leon coolly stood his ground, gun drawn. I had a thought that he could shoot the wagon in front of us, and maybe that would, I don't know, distract them or something. Seemed like a long shot. Leave it to Leon. Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him now! Let me take my tea. And then let me spill my tea. How grand. Ooh. Y'all need to wake up and drink your chai tea in the morning with a little bit of raw honey in that thing. It's so good. Leave it to Leon, because Leon knows best. My Leon. You know what? No reason to put myself out there and look like an idiot in front of a hot dude. I've learned that lesson. Leon's the professional here. I just need to let him do his thingy thing. Oh, I should have said shoot it. What the hell, Leon? No! Stop! Stop! Knifing the barrels! Leon! Well, failure. So a girl's got to take charge, y'all. That lets you know something too. Never leave a man to do a woman's job. Restarting over. Leon coolly stood his ground, gun drawn, but personally, I was distracted by the smell of something flammable. Maybe there's explosive in those barrels. I could suggest that Leon shoot them, but it might be a long shot. Yeah, shoot it. Well, here's to hoping this isn't the dumbest idea I've had.
Leon, shoot those barrels on that wagon.
Shoot him dead. Without a word, Leon took aim at the barrels. Admittedly, I don't know if he trusted my judgment or just wanted another opportunity to destroy barrels. Destroy them things. Destroy them things. To my great satisfaction, the barrels spontaneously combusted, causing the wagon to roll toward the villagers like some kind of blazing poverty chariot. I don't really understand why a church would have explosive barrels on hand. Maybe that was their wine. Is wine flammable? Live hard, drink harder, I guess. I get it. That must have been the communion cards filled with the blood of Christ, which erupts into the flames of perdition. I don't know. Feels like someone is confusing their testaments, the old, the new, the newest. Nonetheless, the Spanish flea song is in my head all of a sudden, and I feel genuinely bad about that. With the villagers crushed and are combusted by their own flaming paddy wagon, we took the opportunity to run past. Between the oppressive darkness and the driving rain, I could barely see the path, but Leon seemed to know where he was going. So I just followed closely. Closer than close. A bolt of lightning tore across the sky, and I realized that I was looking at a graveyard. That's not ominous at all. Nuh-uh. One might say it's sacrilege to kill the faithful in such a hallowed place, but it's even greater sacrilege to think, well, at least you won't have to drag the bodies far. Right. Just leave them in the rain and they'll sink under. Walk, 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 walk some more. Walk, 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 walk some more. Having escaped the crazed villagers, we jogged leisurely down a narrow forest path until it abruptly ended at a ladder. In standard horror movie fashion, going forward meant going down. Now we on episode 7. That quick, y'all. We gonna finish this chapter quick. Got something that might interest you. Yes. Now our love interest with the merchant begins. Hold on, y'all. All right. We back. So Ashley says here, the ladder took us into a dark cavern, notably devoid of trigger warnings for claustrophobia, or worse, cave crickets! We moved briskly down the tight path and soon found ourselves in front of a rusty door. Leon began to push open the door with the tenderness of a kitten. Aww. I'm not sure if I should be charmed by his newfound discretion or alarmed by his sudden caution. What in blue blazes? Who the freak says that? I was immediately enraptured by the warmth circling the cavern. I felt safe, cozy even. If only I had a glass of bottle, I could take some of this feeling with me and maybe melt the ice around Leon's demeanor. It was perhaps the soothing nature of the flames that kept me from screaming when I saw the figure stationed between them. Whoa! Who's this man in black? Another secret agent? Or just your run-of-the-mill small-town gun nut going through a man cave phase? Right. Yeah. Why am I seeing bubbles and sparkles again? How hard up am I? Whoa. Why is my eye moving this way? Is the parasite giving me superpowers? I feel like I could sneak in a lot more gawking before it got awkward. We can look at the backpack, okay? My, what a big sack he has. Okay, next. Let's focus on something else, shall we? I dig the bandana. It says, I don't sacrifice fashion just to obscure my identity. It also looks pretty warm, much unlike myself right now. Next up, coat. Where did you even get a coat like this? Suspicious person thrift shop? He probably sold it to himself. Wait, no, I wasn't finished. Well, that's my assessment. I wish I could have checked him out longer, but honestly, if he's good enough for Bubbles, he's good enough for me. Leon approached the man casually, so I assumed they were working together in some capacity. The more the merrier, I guess. He's not as clean looking as Leon, but he may be better armed. A girl in peril has to keep her options open. Of course we do. Always more than one.
Welcome.
What are you buying? Or what are you selling?
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Huh? Not the accent I was expecting, but in a good way. Australian, maybe? Yeah, the A-Town down under. I'm all about the thunder down. I didn't even read the next sentence. I just said the thunder down under. Ashley. Hold on, let me gather myself. Okay. So from the start of that sentence, Ashley says, I'm all about the thunder down under. Did I really just think that? While I questioned my moral credibility, Leon started browsing the man's inventory.
What are you buying?
That's from Leon with his back turned.
Thank you.
Gunshi. I didn't even look at his name. No, I didn't even know what his... I'm gonna have to look back in the past recording. I'm pretty sure she gave him some very thoughtful names. No, definitely not Australian. I would have thought he was Australian though.
Is that all, stranger?
Yeah, got guns. See, I knew it was something else. I need to be paying attention to their names. Got guns. That's from Leon with his back still turned.
What are you selling?
I love guns. I love big guns. More dots from Leon with his back still turned to us. Ashley says here, the merchant quipped enthusiastically as Leon stoically pursued his wares. Maybe it's part of Leon's safety protocols to avoid conversation where possible.
I'll buy it at a high price.
And now he's loaded with his eyes wide open. The merchant man seemed pretty excited about some jewels Leon showed him. Yeah, them jewels you be shooting down. Heck yeah. Whoa, is that a bejeweled beer stain? Am I observing the black market in real time? You sure are. We surely are. I can't believe they're making Leon break barrels and pilfer valuables just to obtain supplies. Either my rescue is a low budget affair or our foreign policy is woefully inadequate.
Come back anytime.
Martillery. Martillery. Gotta love these names. So, as Leon finished shopping, I thought I could wave to the merchant man. I keep saying merchant. I thought I should wave to the merchant man, but I didn't want to mistakenly initiate another romance just yet. You just think the merchant man is just gonna be all on you? Yeah, that's what you do with that. I wonder what that was for. Testing the water for traps, maybe? Still, it seems a little rude to just vandalize the merchant's place of business. Whatever the reason, Leon swept right past the flame like a man on a mission, by which I mean that he hurried over to a box tucked in a nook. Yeah. Every time I play this game now, I'm gonna think of her thinking this. As if by instinct, he drew his knife. Cause what is a box if not a barrel disguised as a rectangle? Am I right? Am I right? Am I really freaking right? Ah, crates really do hold aught of use. We ran through the remaining tunnel and climbed some stairs to another ladder leading upward. Walk, 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 walk. As I ascended, I heard the telltale sound of wood being victimized. Once at the top, I huddled close to Leon again as he approached the door to the next room. Despite all of Leon's caution, the room was pretty barren, save for a bizarrely large typewriter on the table, or maybe regular sized. I don't know. I wasn't born in the 50s. Maybe someone's writing a novel. I guess I'd try to be a writer too if it got me out of Blighttown. You don't know about no Blighttown. You ain't in Blighttown until you in the Souls verse. So, Blighttown better frame rate edition. Yeah, you gotta play that remake for that. It's just so interesting to see her perspective on the typewriter and why it's just there, because it's just like, that's how we save the game. But any other person would be like, what the heck? Leon suddenly started typing away with the same dutiful air of a person filing their taxes. Yeah, we not typing that thing up. We doing that H&R Block, that TurboTax. Perhaps he has Hemingway aspirations or Alan Wake aspirations, would explain the terseness. As it happens, he was simply typing a record of his time and location. He also mentioned professional mode. Yeah, that would be something I would never do. So he also mentioned professional mode and round 2, which I could only assume was spy lingo. I guess he's using the typewriter to let someone know his progress. I don't get why everything has to be so convoluted. Don't we have stealth jets? Wow, is Leon really going to ignore that crate? You'd think you know a guy. No more victimization of the barrels. Yeah, it's about time for that episode 8. Yay. Painting the town red. And she's just like, man, why am I still here? Why am I not off this island? We found ourselves once again assailed by rain and darkness. All of a sudden, the relative safety of the previous room seemed worlds away. An unnervingly low vibration hung in the air, stirring in me a feeling of dread. Or maybe it was just the streaks of bloodthirsty villagers that had me on edge. Do these people not sleep? It's like 1 in the morning. Or at least it feels like it's 1 in the morning. It should be ladies first. Leon led me into a tower and started climbing up an uncomfortably tall ladder. So, wait, he's got the guns and the muscles, and I was just about to say ladies first, but if you let her go first and you try to go up after or try to peek up underneath her, then she does a little phrase that you should all know about. But if you haven't played it, then you should play it then. So from the beginning. So wait, he's got the guns and the muscles, and I'm the one going up second? Guess there's no sex discrimination around here. Hello, the women's movement of the 60s and 70s. Fine. If gentlemen are dead, so are proper ladies. I'm gonna check out his butt the whole way up. Thou show him, and I'll show you, Ashley. Vice versa is all I'll say. But I don't know. I haven't played the remake, so I don't know if they nerfed that. I mean, it's too dark to really see, but it's not like I deserve to see something so wonderful anyway. Ashley screams. Suddenly, and if we're being honest, expectedly, someone snatched me up and tossed me over their shoulder. I flailed and punched as wildly as a person who never exercises could, and you might be surprised to find out that it had no effect. None. Hard to believe, but it's true. Given the situation, I did what any damsel in great distress would do. You cried. You yelled, Leon. Leon! Yep. There it goes. Hey, it's Leon. Please don't shoot my leg. Leon! I scrambled to my feet, eager to put some distance between me and Pablo the kidnapper, but when I looked at him, his body remained limp. I realized that it's insensitive to just call a random Spanish man Pablo, but screw Pablo, he was probably a cultist. Back up the ladder. Right, I was just about to say. What is it they say about insanity? It's doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yeah, sounds about right. I dedicated a little less time to admiring Leon's glutes and began to climb myself. Excuse me, and began climbing myself. It's really amazing what getting snatched by a cultist will do for one's fear of heights. What a climb, but not a bad idea to stick to higher ground and force them into a funnel. We should be moderately safe, right? It's not like they can throw stuff this high, right? I scanned the area below for any cultists with pitching aspirations. Just then...
Right here.
Leon with that face, y'all. Why y'all got him looking like this? Wait here? For what? My expiration date to pass? Rather than explain himself, Leon stoically leapt from our perch like he simply didn't believe in gravity or leg fractures. He has got to have government implants in his legs. Got to! Which begs the question, what other parts of his body has the government enhanced? I'm asking for me. I hovered over the edge and squinted my eyes against the darkness, trying to watch for Leon's movements below. I wonder what his plan is, you know, aside from murder. Well, murder it is then. Not an original plan, but solid. Leon rushed past the villager as he wailed in pain, but the darkness made it difficult to see what was going on. What the hell did I just see? Were those worms coming out of his head? Calm down, Ashley. It's gonna be... Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It's not gonna be okay. My head is gonna be worms, and perhaps even worse, Leon's head is gonna be worms. I shakily looked up and over the railing. I figured I was already scarred for life, so I might as well just stay abreast of current events. With what? Girl, time to hide. The burst of light below drew my eyes rightward in search of Leon. As if on cue, some more of the villagers stumbled out from the shadows, weapons in hand. Granted, those weapons were more like farm tools, but semantics.
Te voy a hacer picadillo.
Picadillo? Picadillo sounds like an adorable nickname for a nosy armadillo, but it's probably something lame like, you're mincemeat, as if anyone outside of cartoons even says mincemeat anymore. Amazingly, the cultist was only stunned by the blow. Rural folk are indeed hardy. Yeah, they raised off cornbread. That's all we know. Oh my God. He's like Chuck Norris. Rest in peace. This didn't age well. He's like Chuck Norris if Chuck Norris were worth thinking about. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let me get rid of my heart eyes. That's not a good statement to make about Chuck Norris, okay? I don't agree with this statement about this game, how they feel about Chuck Norris. Moving on. Leon ran back to the base of the tower and called up to me.
Follow me.
I don't usually like being told what to do, but for Leon, I'll make an exception. I approached the ladder and prepared to climb down, but then it occurred to me, how much longer will I have the luxury of attractive men catching me when I jump? Seems like a waste to just do things normally. Am I crazy? Phew. In hindsight, that was extremely dumb of me. Thank goodness I'm in love with a robot. A robot, okay. Like thousands of people in love with their chat GPT. Walk, 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 walk. Or ran. We ran behind the tower, down a dirt road. The whole area kind of reminded me of my grandparents. I like that. I like that wording. I see what y'all did there. Of my grandparents who lived in a rural part of Wisconsin. I heard y'all got good cheese, but what else is in Wisconsin? Anybody who lives there, let me know what y'all got really going on in that state. just swap torches for porch lights and crazed cultists for trashy druggies, and it's basically the same thing. I mean, they even have bear traps in the street. It's my childhood summers all over again. What's with the knife? Surely he's not going to... Yep. My eyes clamped shut in much the same way I feared the trap had closed around Leon's arm fiercely. His delicious biceps are still tethered to his shoulder, scared me half to death. Still, risking your own arm to conserve a bullet? I shudder to think of how the man budgets groceries. Probably effectively. We barely moved before Leon put on the brakes and raised his weapon to the darkness. With the rain pelting me in the face, I could just make out the vague, doughy shape of a villager. I wonder if that cultist set the bear trap. Maybe that's how people snag brides around here. Wow. A bullet saved is a bullet used, I guess. I'd say I'm blown away, but I think the other guy has me beat in that department. Sorry, my dude. There seemed to be a large gate at the end of the path. I could feel a surge of adrenaline in my legs as we approached. I didn't know what was on the other side, but anything had to be better than somehow worse Wisconsin. Okay, that's a lie, because there are lots of things that could be worse. Probably like, oh my God. No! What am I seeing here? Oh my Lord. Saddle. No! Bad brain. No one would ever want to ride that saddle. Me gusta.
Wait.
Okay. A collision with Leon's shapely back muscles returned me to reality before I could dwell any longer on that blazing saddle. Oh my gosh, no, my brain. I could see the gate just ahead, blocked by a lone villager brandishing a torch. Maybe blocked is overselling it a little. He's a blockade in the same way that a traffic cone is a blockade for a twister. Yeah, that worked out about as well as I expected. Sorry, my other dude. In the abstract, I felt sorry for the man. What kind of person was he? What were his dreams? With the path clear, the only thing standing between us and the gate was more bear traps. Because if you can't stop people with torches, broken feet, and tetanus? Well, I was about to say tetanitis for your ears. and tetanus? What is... Hold on, y'all. What the heck is that? Y'all know I'm gonna put it overlay when I get back. I need to know what tetanus is. Yeah, it'll be right here. So, is apparently the next best thing, and tetanus is apparently the next best thing. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we will find out because we are gonna learn on this channel, y'all. Next chapter. Loading episode 9. Down in the dumps. Yes, it seems like a down in the dumps type of day. We passed through the wooden gate into what looked like a small ranch. Leon ventured in cautiously and surveyed the area. Considering the church group he just demolished, it does seem it does seem conspicuous. I can't even pronounce that word. Conspicuously. It does seem conspicuously quiet here. There's a shed over there. Seems like a decent place to lay low while Leon clears a path. Maybe I'll suggest it. Suddenly, and to my confusion, Leon turned toward a lonely open dumpster. My initial thought was that the mission coordinators had stored more of his supplies in the garbage. I wasn't sure if that constituted an upgrade from boxes. On one hand, metal is sturdier. On the other hand, garbage.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what? Is this a joke? But then part of me knew it wasn't. My body shivered, shutting off generations of hygienic conditioning. I jumped inside without a second thought. I held my breath as the lid closed above me. As I scooted my body around, I was surprised to realize that the bin was bereft of garbage. Either rural Spain has pretty good sanitation management, or the villagers are too busy being crazy to throw their trash away. Or maybe they're eating the garbage. Would address the hunger issue. Regardless, it doesn't change the fact that the only handsome man around had just ordered me to sit in a musty waste bin in rural Europe with a parasite roaming around my guts. I don't want to say unwanted pregnancy metaphor, but yeah, I kind of do. I shifted uncomfortably in the dumpster. In this awkward crouch, my legs began to sober up from the adrenaline rush, only to discover that a whole lot of pain had moved in. Angered by the kneading hurt, I couldn't help but lash out at everything that seemed responsible for my predicament, excluding myself. It should be including. Stupid saddle, stupid cloths, stupid Jenna, stupid government class, stupid geopolitical dynamics. I took a deep breath and sighed. I'm getting too wound up. Oh, I know. I should do some of those meditative exercises that my life coach taught me. Yeah, I should get one of those and practice it myself. But deep breaths, just in, hold, and then breathe out longer than when you inhale. It works wonders. I promise you. All right, here goes. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's your meditative. Oh, she got her whole scene. I know. This is what I had to start imagining while I'm at work when I'm going through it. Okay. Ashley, you're on a beautiful beach. The sand is soft, sun warmed, nestled between your toes and your pinky toe. Oh, not Leon, no! Oh, Leon! Your personal bodyguard is lounging nearby, baking his delicious abs to a golden sheen. So we got the... He's abbed up, y'all, and we got him as a butler. Ooh la la. Your personal butler appears in dashing attire, offering a comforting smile and a refreshing pina colada. Don't forget to put the rum in there and the coconut and twist it all about. Yes, extra rum, of course. No, he's now John Cena in the Barbie movie.
Hi, Barbie.
Your personal dolphin trainer is putting on an adorable show with your personal dolphin Flippy. Water spraying all over the trainer's rippling pectoral muscles. Everything is so wonderful. You have plenty of money, Nobody has worm heads. Yes, burst that bubble dream right on up, honey. It occurred to me then, amidst my fantasies, that Leon might finally be in danger, or worse. Terrified by this prospect, I thought to peek out for a look, but I knew it would be just my luck that some stray cultist would walk by at that moment and see me. Instead, I placed my ear close to the wall of the bin, being careful not to get too close. It's too much to hope old Saddle laced his parasite injection with some vaccines. I strained my ear, listening intently to the world outside my garbage sanctuary. I couldn't hear much at all, aside from the occasional thunder clap in the distance. Before the creeping terror of my savior's demise could ensnare my thoughts, the shrill sound of a gunshot burst into my eardrum. A somewhat morbid, but nevertheless comforting symbol of hope and salvation. Well, for me anyway. Assured of Leon's survival, I resumed my effortful listening. A series of thunderclaps prevented me from hearing any more. Is Leon okay? Are the cultists gone? Can I get out of this godforsaken dumpster? That's from me. What? Was that a whistle? Is he trying to signal that he's safe? I mean, I've only ever heard that whistle used to beckon someone, and by someone, I mean a pet. Not wanting to think too hard on the idea, I hastily threw open the lid of the bin and breathed deep. Thank God that's over. By the way, if I smell like rotten meat products, that's just too bad for Leon. Speaking of Leon, I scanned the area for him. It was difficult to see, but I found him by the flash of a stray lightning bolt standing on what seemed like a bridge connected to the farmhouse. In that moment, his dirty blonde locks seemed like the beacon of a lighthouse shining fiercely against the cold black sea, like poetry in the shape of a man. That's for me. Well, it doesn't seem like he's making any move to jump down and escort me over there, but he's been working pretty hard, so I'll cut him some slack and do some leg work. On my way, I was surprised by the lack of bodies on the ground. Maybe the cultists are just litterists on the whole dust to dust concept. As I ran, I became keenly aware of how insane this all was. People dying, and for what? Is it all just for politics? And who stands to gain? One power-hungry old man? Or is this bigger than old saddle beans? Bigger than all of us? What if this goes all the way to the Illuminati? Skull and bones, but I know nothing. Amidst my struggles to glimpse the what the heck? That word almost got me, y'all. So hold on. Machinicans? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Mechanicans. Whoever knows how to pronounce that word, correct me. Y'all gonna have a grand time. So amidst my struggles to glimpse the machinations, I know how to pronounce that word. I just can't get it out, y'all. I promise I can read. I was hooked on phonics at one point. So yes, that word. Of this mad world, it didn't take long to reach Leon. My head snapped back like a piston when I heard some groans behind me. Are there still villagers out here? Someone refusing the call of dustiness? Maybe I should ask Leon if we're safe. And some other things. See, where are the bodies? Let the bodies hit the floor. Or does my smell offend dog whistle? Really? Let's see. Yeah, let's go with where are the bodies. Before I could open my mouth to speak, Leon spun on his heels. I was a little disappointed, but in hindsight, the creepy sounds behind me were a tad more immediate. Leon leapt down from the bridge. I could see a ladder on the ground already. I'm just going to presume he kicked that down because he likes catching me so much. As I prepared to jump myself, Leon raised his gun and looked directly at me. Yes, this is the moment we all know when you all try to peek under her skirt. I could feel my cheeks flushing under his intense gaze. Realizing that he could easily see my lacy panties from this angle, I instinctively pulled up my skirt. I didn't really understand what Leon was doing, but the sudden self-consciousness called forth a common refrain in the lives of women.
Oh, you pervert!
That's exactly what she says. No, he was trying to save you, see? Well, this is not a great feeling. Pretty mortifying, really. Not sure how I should proceed. Oh God, he's starting to dissolve on me. Ew, jump! If Leon's upset about the pervert comment, he's certainly not letting it impact his professionalism. I wish dudes on the train were half so gracious. I inspected my clothes to check that I didn't get too much cultist dust on me. Also, I know I didn't pay attention in chemistry class, but now I'm thinking I really didn't pay attention in chemistry class. And I never took chemistry. So it would have been over for me in a lot of these games, especially Outbreak. So Ashley continues here saying, there was another giant wooden gate in front of us, once again guarded by bear traps. I see the creativity well has run pretty dry in these parts. That's from Leon after our walk. Okay, so we're playing Leapfrog. Where the bridge at? Not exactly the back-touching opportunity I was expecting. Oh wait, he must not think we can just go through the gate, so he must want me to climb over it? He could have saved us some trouble by just talking like a normal person. I swear, it's like he believes the strong silent type is an actual personality. I need to think about whether that's stupidly sexy or just stupid. I hurriedly climbed onto his back and let his taxpayer funded muscles elevator me to the top. If only all of America's revenue could be so well spent. Heck yeah. I reached for the top edge of the gate and hoisted myself over. You better hurry faster than that. No one to catch me this time. You can do this, Ashley. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Please don't be a Humpty Dumpty. I hit the ground pretty hard, no doubt scuffing my boot and tearing a ligament. Still, it could be worse. I could have worn my high heel boots, and boy, that'd be the real nightmare. Fortunately, there were lanterns around the door, although that left me a bit paranoid about who had lit them and whether they were still prowling about. There was a large plank covering the door, but I easily pushed it up and to the side.
I opened it, Leon.
I whispered to Leon, trying to avoid undue attention. Leon opened the door, as cool and serious as ever. I happily fell behind him as we ran forward. I missed him a lot for only 20 seconds of separation, or maybe I just miss his safety. I don't know. I have about as much clarity as I do upper body strength, which is none. Time for the next chapter, or episode 10. Cabin in the woods. She's like, okay, I'm back. Right. And we're back for another riveting installment of European backpacking gone wrong. What dangers await us? Bludgeoning? Impalement? A crushing exchange rate? Let's find out. Walk, 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 walk. Hey, stranger. After a few seconds of jogging, we came to a rickety bridge. To my surprise, the merchant was waiting beside it.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Wait, didn't we last see this guy in that underground passage? How exactly did he get ahead of us? The logical answer is that the mission coordinators had Leon and the merchant take different paths in order to reduce suspicion. Granted, not sure how much faith I have in logic these days, especially since we're scant on logic nowadays. But it would explain their communication strategy.
What are you selling?
Yes. What are we buying? There goes Leon with his ... Yeah. Bizarre as it all was, I appreciated that Daddy was going to such lengths in order to rescue me without creating a controversy. He doesn't have a lot of political capital right now. Surely that's the reason for all this recon work, right? Please, God, let me be right about something good for once.
Come back anytime.
Leon and the merchant finished their bartering, and we resumed running down the rest of the bridge. Leon stopped abruptly in the middle of the bridge, turning his attention to the fancy radio buzzing on his hip. Dots from Leon. Time for him to speak to Hunnigan.
I'd rather not hear it.
While Leon took in what I assumed was at best inconvenient news, I looked back down the bridge to see the merchant still standing there. He seemed so detached, like a statue, or Steven Seagal. Action man Steven Seagal. Actually, Leon reminds me a lot of Steven Seagal. How many times I'm going to say Steven Seagal? Okay, not anymore. Okay. Now that I think about it, I want to say it's his eyebrows, but it's probably just the general air of my first language is bullets. I don't don't know if that makes him a good man or a dangerous man, but when you've been marked for death, the fact that he's hard to kill is enough to give a girl a fire down below.
Great. Got it.
Rather than share his feelings about the general crappiness of that update, Leon immediately resumed running down the bridge. Blasts of lightning illuminated an old cabin at the end of the bridge. My hope was that it was a safe house for the operation. My expectation was closer to a cultist slumber party. Darn it! I said I wanted to be right about something good for once! Good! Maybe we can go back the other way, you know, group up with the merchant, buy a rocket launcher. Cause yeah, that's not looking pretty good right there. Wow! It's like everybody in the whole village is here. Hey, wait, what happened to the merchant? Did they swallow him with their organized rage? Did he escape before they absorbed his polygons? 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 Okay. Realizing that our peril was a tad more immediate, I looked to Leon in panic. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do, Leon?
See, I told you I'll be playing my Resident Evil 4.
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched all right.
But not like Jill.
Quick, in that cabin.
Yes, so we can fight them all at once. I certainly didn't want to be an Ashley sandwich. See, they knew. Y'all know how to make that joke. So I sprinted as fast as my tired legs could manage. Leon reached the door first and smashed it open, being sure to first scan the room with his gun drawn. I mean, I wouldn't call it thorough, but it's the principle I'm attracted to. We got principalities in this. Time for another love interest. As the villagers descended upon us, Leon yanked me into the room and slammed the door. I knew we needed to secure the door somehow, but I was at a loss, so I just left it up to him. Then, from behind us, a voice rang out, energetic and clear.
Leon.
How rude! Just hurling planks of wood at unsuspecting people? It's a good thing I honed Leon's reflexes. Yeah, from him carrying you all the time. We both swiveled around to see who was behind us. Leon didn't immediately draw his gun, so I figured we were relatively safe as the lone man strutted toward us.
Small world, eh?
Very small. Wait, how do I respond to this situation again? My memory is so fuzzy. Let's see. Classic reasonable exasperation mode. Modern violent reaction mode. I wish I had a coin so I can see what I decide. It's like, oh, geez. All right. Any, mini, miny, mo. Let's go. Where we at? Okay, violent reaction mode we are. Let's go. Ah, yes, that's it. I remember it perfectly. This statement paid for by Zark Muckerberg. Here we go. Oh no! I know that strut, and I ain't in the mood for no Spanish Kyle! These fuck boys are like bowling pins! You gotta knock them down hard and fast before they can even think about commenting on my glorious tatas!
Who are you?
I asserted venomously, like the debate club bronze medalist that I am.
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness.
Leon just talking back there.
Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first before asking someone his name.
He's just a fuckboy. Yeah, you're gonna regret calling me Your Highness when I'm queening your stupid fuckboy face. But for the moment, I should represent my country with grace and introduce myself.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Yeah, fuckboy. I turned away sharply to signal that he wasn't fit to be associated with American royalty, which he either took to heart or ignored completely. Hard to tell with these salt of the earth types.
Is she?
Now he's just banana. I can't with you. That is such a bad thing to say. No, I don't know. And there's gonna be some dead fuckboys in this room if I don't find out soon.
Don't worry, she's cool.
She's cool. More like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Don't worry, she's cool.
I can't. Y'all. Oh, that's just some double negative points above her head right there. But that's for me.
Don't worry, she's cool.
Not that she replayed it. Even longer dots for me. I am not feeling that. You're kicked out the Grahamily now, Leon.
Don't worry. She's cool.
Yeah, I can't with this game. Oh, fuck.
There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
Now he's Esteban. Not Azkaban, it's Esteban. Oh, y'all. Gotta love it. This fucking studlet seems awfully well informed. He's probably talking about Ada Wong back there. As the highest ranking American official in this room, I think it's time to throw my weight around and get some answers. So, about this parasite, is there a cure? You condition much? You talk about his hair? Yeah, let's go light, y'all. Let's go light. You condition much? I thought we could bond over a shared appreciation for salon tier hair care products, but the moment was spoiled by the death squad closing in on us.
Look,
Now that I think about it, they have taken a really long time to walk what was seriously like 30 feet. I'd almost think they were zombies.
Ashley, upstairs.
Following Leon's command, I made my way toward the stairs. Before I ascended entirely, I took a brief glance back at my gun-toting hottie saviors. Good luck, Leon. Me gusta. And you too. Hey, wait a second. He forced me to introduce myself and then didn't return the courtesy. Men. Next episode is the cabin fight. Yes, cabin fever, baby. Once upstairs, I found a burrow and huddled inside. Adrenaline was coursing through my body, but with no way to expend it, I became nervous and fidgety. In an effort to distract myself, I pressed my ear close to the bureau door and listened carefully. Deja vu. Well, at least it's not a garbage bin. Will Leon and Don Juan really be able to deal with all those villagers? I guess we'll find out who's got the better plot armor. With the prospect of untimely demise on my mind, I couldn't help but feel guilty for what I said to El Nino, the coldest winter. That's El Nino, right? Or is that La Nina? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. So Ashley says here, just a minute. Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to anger. Yeah, calm that anger down. I mean, I don't know any Spanish men. What if fuckboy struts are just the cultural norm? That hardly seems like the worst thing. And also, it's a little hypocritical of me since I was definitely evaluating his package. Maybe I should apologize. Assuming we survive. Oh shit! I blurted out when the pounding began. I know my etiquette instructor would be mortified by my language, but screw her! She was never attacked by zombie cultists. Okay, Ashley, just calm down. Everything's going to be fine. In times of great duress, it is prudent to relax the mind with calming imagery. Back to the beach. We back to the beach. Just like before, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Oh, we're in a forest area this time. How isolating. You are in a serene forest, untouched by mankind. Wisps of honeysuckle tickle your nose. A delightful warbling glides down from the branches and caresses your ears. Robin Hood. We got Robin Hood in here now. You are accompanied by your bodyguard, who is well equipped for the journey. The only thing tauter than his bicep is his trusty hunting bow, with which he will stave off your enemies and your hunger. Also, that butt is real. Also, in your company is a handsome lumberjack. Why they gotta cut his face off like that? All right. Okay, I can't. The imagery now. I can never play Resident Evil 4 the same from the beginning. Also in your company is a handsome lumberjack who excels at chopping wood. Both his axe and his chest glisten with the dew of the forest. In your periphery, we have Link. You spot a weird elf larper fiddling with his master sword. You pretend to ignore his lustful gaze while admiring his high cheekbones. Suddenly, no, I can't. You guys, stop it, please, with this imagery. Suddenly, a forest sprite appears. He leaps quickly between the branches, daring you to catch a glimpse of his tight pants. The sensation of joy permeates your being. Your GPA is higher than Jenna's. Nobody has wormheads. Repeat, nobody has wormheads. Back to reality. Back to reality. Sounds like someone crashed downstairs. Did the villagers manage to breach the door or maybe the windows? Listening closely, I could barely make out voices. You know, Now that I think about it, we're in someone's house. Are we the intruders? Property violations are such a messy legal territory.
It's like everyone in the whole village is here.
You don't say. Right, you think? For real. Well, I guess you can't intrude when there's no one left to intrude upon. A stream of gunshots sounded from downstairs and moved progressively closer. Oh God, are they coming upstairs?
Upstairs.
Oh, Fabio. Jesus! I have really got to ask Leon for one of his guns.
Hey, you trying to kill me?
He said, hey, relax, guy. I held my breath and covered my ears as more gunshots were fired just outside the bureau. Flash grenades? In this tiny space? That can't be good for Leon's beautiful eyes. Antonio. Now his name is Antonio. I don't think he still cares, so I'm just... Did you send those invitations? I told you no more than 50 people. A confident quip or gallows humor. I guess we'll know shortly. The gunshots persisted for another minute, and I half expected to go deaf from all the noise. But then, without any warning, everything went quiet. The gunshots ceased, and I could hear footsteps descending the stairs. Propelled by curiosity, I peeked outside of the burrow. Some bloodstains on the ground, but otherwise it was clear. I'm just so impressed by how the cultists disappear so eco-conscious. Walk, 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 walk. I jumped out of the burrow and made my way downstairs. Hey, guys, thanks for saying something. Really appreciate it.
So, what do we do now? The bridge I crossed to get here is out, so I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
The bridge is out? What? Did they burn it behind them? Also, how does he know that already?
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
Of course you forgot something. Yeah, I'll say you forgot something. It's called good manners.
Louis.
So, his name is Louis, huh? Too bad Javier was really growing on me. I wonder what Louis's story is. He seems forlorn for the playboy type. I like a man who subverts expectations. We watched Louis walk away into the night. I glanced at Leon, who seemed rather solemn himself. How does he know Louis anyway? The guy doesn't seem like an agent. So much intrigue and drama. I feel like my brain is going to pop, although that might just be the ringing from all the gunshots. Loading up episode 12. We moving along. And 13. I guess it's just going to go ahead and load up the rest of it. So, okay. I'll let it do its thing while I sip my little tea. So I guess that's all the episodes in chapter 7 or 1 is 17 of them things. And we are on the sound of silence. With everyone but us gone, an unnerving quiet descended upon the cabin. The whole place felt painfully lonely. And Leon meant to keep it that way. I followed behind him because, really, what else was I supposed to do? Still, I couldn't help but look back toward the obviously not out bridge and wonder if I'd ever see Lewis again. Walk, 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 walk. More walking. Since we had a breather, Leon hustled around the area grabbing convenient stores of ammo, sitting atop crates and logs, kinda like Christmas as imagined by the NRA. With spoils in tow, we headed toward the back gate where the villagers had flooded in from. Merchant man, you're alive! What? Leon approached the guy like the last 30 minutes hadn't even happened. Oh, terribly sorry about that, old chum. I was called away for a bit. You know how it is with bloodthirsty mobs. Now, about those promotions you mentioned.
Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
No, for real. How did he avoid being gored? Is he in cahoots with the villagers? Is Saddle using him as a spy? Has he simply monopolized the black market with his infectious laugh and cloaking technology? What's really going on? I don't want to believe any of that. So let's tap the old fallback plan. Magic. Must be magic. Oh, I feel a portmanteau coming on.
Stranger. Now that's a weapon.
There it is. Ninja. You know, like a genie ninja? Dingina? What? Ashley. Okay, we'll move along with what she says here. You know, like a genie ninja. It's the perfect foil to an evil wizard like Saddle.
Not enough cash, stranger.
In seriousness, I'm a little overwhelmed by all these men and their mysteries. It's starting to be less Loretta Chase and more Agatha Christie. Who the heck are those people? Wait, don't most people die in... Oh, it's a book. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Your girl loves reading, and I promise you I can read. Wait, don't most people die in Agatha Christie novels?
Come back anytime.
Finally, and now to the shed. Walk, 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 walk to the shed. There was another one of those typewriters in the room. Without a hitch, Leon began typing away just like before. It's hard to believe that anybody would seriously bother with these things, so I'm just going to imagine that he's leaving the typewriter equivalent. Oh no. Ashley. Well, she says of a dick pic. The typewriter is the equivalent of a dick pic, a penis pic, a cock pic. Leon started to pore over the documents like they mattered. I'm glad he's feeling dutiful enough to read crap, because the only paper I want to see in front of me is a joint. Heck yeah, I need one of those right now. I wonder if I really focus. Leon. Let's start with that booty butt. Woohoo! Witness the power! Time to show me what you've got, Leon. Butts! I admit, the pants are the most flattering, but that's all the more invitation to imagine. Well, on to the next thing. Ooh, look at those arms. Ooh la la. His arms are impeccably smooth. It's so rare to find a straight man who waxes. Oh, no, don't tell me. He may be one of those. Well, on to the very next thing. Let's do his hair. Yeah, his hair is really amazing. Perfectly cut and seemingly immune to grease. blood and other unmentionables. And that's enough of that. What can a girl do in this type of situation but oogle and google? Oh God! Leon is looking right at me! Was I staring at him too lustily? And more importantly, does he mind? He looked like he was ready to move on, so I scooted out of his way. Hopefully, just seemed like I was zoning out. Damn it, Leon! What are you thinking? His mind is a complete puzzle to me. I wish he'd throw me a bone. I'm not the master of unlocking over here. That would be Jill. Jill Valentine. I followed close behind as we left the shed and glanced at Dinja as we walked by. Oh, please don't talk to him again. Leon, please! Yay, we passed him. Well, ain't that something? Doing me a small kindness, Leon forged ahead to a small room embedded in the gate that contained a single lever. The lever only moved left or right, presumably corresponding to the two sides of the gate. I assumed we had to make a choice. Well, if anyone cares about my opinion around here, I'd choose to the right. It's always the right. Oh my gosh. So, wow. The lever list pulled. Before I could chime in, Leon pushed the lever to the left. I considered making some cheeky remark about taking the sinister path. But I couldn't afford to risk what few cool points I had with Leon, so I stayed quiet. After pulling the lever, Leon traded his Magnum for a fancy-looking shotgun. He didn't explain why, but then I suppose the shotgun was explanation enough. Leon proceeded to the gate, and I followed behind, not unlike a stray puppy. As we ran through the open gate, I felt the silent looming of Dinja's eyes on me. What, bitch? Don't look at me now like you got some shit to say. I'm probably about to die and I ain't happy. Although, what if he's trying to warn us? I mean, the dude cosplays as the Grim Reaper. The possibility that we're walking straight into hell is an open one. Walk, 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 walk. Well, Dinja be damned. I guess we're doing this. What are the odds that this door leads us out of this Mexican wilderness? Too hopeful? Yeah, too hopeful. That's insensitive, Ashley. Mexicans aren't Spaniards, even if they are speaking the same version of Spanish. Just about. Although I did talk to someone who was in Chile. And, well, I think Jews. I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe they also speak Spanish. I don't think it's Portuguese. But yeah, she told me that Mexicans basically speak a dirty form of Spanish. So, correct me if I'm wrong, any of you Spanish speakers. I do love the world's languages. So wait, how do I know that? Right, how do I know that? How do we both know that? Great. Now I'm lecturing myself on political correctness while me too. While also being confused. I have got to escape this fever dream ASAP. Oh, we already to the next chapter. We moving along. Chapter 13 or episode 13. I keep saying chapter, but 2 roads diverged in a wood. On the other side of the gate, we didn't seem like we were anywhere safe at all. Oh, hey, look over there. If It's everyone's favorite portable dorm room, the garbage bin. I can't wait to hide in one of those again. This does not spark joy. Oh my gosh. Oh. The shrieking villager lady came rushing toward us, eager to entertain us with the classic sear the flesh of thine enemies routine. Catholics, man. I guess you could say her bit backfired. Wait, that's a terrible joke to make. What's wrong with me? Anyway, we left the cultist to her brief cosplay of the Human Torch and made a beeline for the dumpster. Maybe if I grovel, he'll get in the dumpster with me. That'd be hot. More than being in it alone, which is very unhot.
Hi.
Of course. I better get to lick every one of your abs for this, Leon. Axis of evil, that was close. Oops, I think I skipped something. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I hopped in as dutifully as before, settled into the same shit squad as before, in the same empty dumpster as before. I lifted my head slightly to snatch a final look, as if the visual itself was precious oxygen. The lid slammed shut above me just as debris began raining down. I have to say, I'm impressed by not only the tidiness, but also the automation. It's rural Spain's greatest asset, that's for sure. Still, I never imagined I would be commanded to inhabit a garbage bin, much less do it twice. Why didn't I just pay someone to take my exams for me? Then I could be in Cancun and have an A in government. The indignity of it all, am I right? What was that in the upper left-hand corner? I think there's some puzzles to this. And what is with her? Why is she turning around and her icon right here is looking all crazy like a stick figure with a question mark? What the heck is that? Yeah, it's completely wait, who are you? What the heck? You don't know? Come on, guess. Myself? Nope. No idea. ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing. What's so funny? Your willful ignorance for starters. Don't you recognize your own self, thine self? My own self? You're me? Do you have some other explanation for why I would be in your head? Insanity? Not out of the question yet, but no. You might think of me as a spinoff. Wow. Yeah, we're losing it, y'all. Those aren't usually any good. You're right, especially when the source material is shoddy to begin with. Ouch, you've got dead aim, I'll give you that. Ha, give yourself some credit. After all, I'm just the ambassador of your more colorful qualities, what little there are. So, you're my conscience? Please. This isn't one of your Hallmark movies, girl. It's survival. Take the sparkles out of your eyes. Okay. And you'll find that your emotional reserves are leaking out faster than your parents' sex tapes. Dang. How you know about those? Whoa, wait. My parents made a sex tape? Well, not together. Also, don't act like you didn't know. So, I repressed some stuff. You can't blame me. No one can blame me. Let's stay on topic. You need to survive this. Leon's doing the heavy lifting, but it won't mean much if your mind breaks. That's why I've been promoted to the foreground to help you cope. If you wanted to help me cope, you'd find me a plate of, Belgian waffles, the blueberry Belgian waffles. Okay. Now I need to cope. Not the sunshades. Ashley right here, my alter ego is too cool right here. You know, that stuff goes straight to your ass. Thanks, Mom. Hey, where'd you get those glasses? You like them? I wanted something that says, deal with it. So, I guess you're not going to go away, are you? Unless you stumble across a pile of ecstasy to bludgeon me into dormancy. Refer back to the glasses. Just great. Well, if you're just gonna be floating around, should I call you something? I'm partial to Resident Evil, The Dark Side Chronicles. Oh, did I finish that game? I don't know. I'll get back to you with that. All right. I'm partial to Dark Side Chronicler myself, but it's your brain. I don't want to deny you the opportunity to use it for once. Ouch. How about this? I love it. I like it. How about this? Trashly, boom. Did it because we're the trash and your, brain trash doesn't feel so good, does it? You failed synapse. LOL. Whatevs, graham cracker. Ooh, called you a cracker of a graham. Graham cracker? Just dredge up the worst feelings from high school. Why don't you? As your good buddy Claw looked like to say, just having a little fun. You know what? You're not helping me at all, so I'm just gonna ignore you and listen for the sounds of Leon's victory instead. Girl, look at him. He ain't never gonna la 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 la. Lay off, Trashly. I won't let you come between me and my dreams. So anyway, where was I? Oh, right. The sounds of Leon's victory. It does seem like some of the initial commotion subsided. I wonder what Leon is doing out there. And more importantly, how long he plans to leave me huddling in this dumpster. Oh, hear that, Trashly? What? The sound of you being summoned like a mutt? No, Trashly. That sound. Is America! America! If by that you mean white, powerful men patronizing women with the pretense of autonomy, then a resounding fuck yeah. Listen, if you're just going to be a negative Nancy, why don't you just go fortify my neurons or something? Sure, I'll hang back in the occipital the eye lobe there. I think that's what it means. The occipital. Yeah, I promise I can read. I'll hang back in the eye lobe and take notes on how to woo older men. Which lobe was that again? Oh, forget about it. Leon awaits. I'm gonna know how to pronounce that word. Is that even spelled right? Oh well, that's life. Walk, 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 walk. Leaving the dumpster, I ran down the path and ascended the ladder to the platform above, Fortunately, Leon was waiting for me at the end of the pathway. Not the dumpster dive again. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hi.
Once again. Every single ab I will lick to completion. Seriously? This is ridiculous. That's America for you. Are you playing that song or? Yeah, you're pretty musically challenged. But I did my best. I call it good old plan B. Whatever. I'd rather you just know what's up with this place and all its dumpsters. Do these things magically transfer items from one location to another? Is that their true purpose? You were literally just in one and didn't teleport. Then again, maybe there's a weight limit. Why would magical boxes be bound by oh my gosh, I'm getting tripped up on these words today, y'all. Trivialities. I know it's trivial. Trivialities. Something like that. Like, wait, you're making a fat joke, aren't you? I see. Cleverness is a side effect of picking out on Cinnabons. Ooh. Stop. You're mentioning Belgian waffles and Cinnabons. Okay. That's a low blow, Trashly. A low blow indeed. No lower than the blow you gave to the football captain, am I right? Ashley. Bad, Trashly, bad. That memory is between me and God and Kyle. Focus, bitch. I'm just trying to keep you grounded like ChatGPT. Now, don't you think this is a trap? Is a more empirical possibility than the dumpsters or teleportation boxes? Just a little bit. You think people would do that? Just go to Spain and lay traps? The proof is in the pudding, honey. I guess you're right. Oh, hey, you know Spanish? I seem to have inherited what little you retained from high school. Sí. Lo siento. Sweet. Well, if you're just going to blurt out your opinion anyway, you mind translating as needed, pretty please? I would be honored, your dumpiness. And turn off that jazz that you've been playing. I hate jazz. I know you do. That's for me. Now that it's finally gone. But I actually love jazz. More dots from me. Is it really so dangerous out there that Leon can't take me with him? Anything's better than being in a garbage bin. Yeah. I'll stay right in here. Oh, wow. Okay. What was that? And why was it so close to me? Do you really need me to translate chainsaw? No, but I would like to amend my previous complaint. I have never been more grateful to be in a garbage bin. You better hope your boy Wonder can manage some power tools, or that gratitude is gonna evolve into starvation. Don't jinx it, please. As is often the case when one experiences events from within a dumpster, I could only listen and wait. For a time, my mental prison hummed with a distant, hellish melody of chainsaws, bullets, and human screams, and then silence. That's for me. More dots from me. Even more dots. Why isn't he whistling? What is going on? And down goes the ladder. There's the whistle. I hurled myself out of the dumpster and inhaled fiercely. I looked around, but between the darkness and thunder, I couldn't tell where Leon was. Trashly? This is one of those helping moments you're apparently here for? Kind of busy right now. If you couldn't hear, this cheaply produced mood music just doesn't make itself, you know. Oh, come on. Well, considering you're standing on a circular platform with a hole in the middle, I'd say your dream boat is waiting for you in the harbor below. Admittedly, it took me a second to dissect that metaphor, but then Leon came into view and all was well with the world. Gotta love it. All aboard! Smooth catch, Leon. My hero. Men's Muscles, the original safe space. I'll take a sip to that. Hey, I like this music though. and you thought your dad was tone deaf. What are you going on about now? Look around you. Barbed wire, sandbag barricades, funneling structures, and lookout towers. Up until very recently, a bunch of very dead people thought this was their safe space. We used the camp key, and now we know what this is for. Is this that big old monster thing that we had to fight? Oh well. And then the walking embodiment of the US military complex barged in and fucked their shit up. Your safety, their annihilation. Okay, Trashly. Hey, don't try to make me feel guilty about this. I didn't decide to be kidnapped. And what decision do you think these villagers made? I suppose they deserve death because you hopped in the car of a dude who takes fashion advice from the You mean WWE? It's entertainment, not the Federation. And look at your boy band singer turned secret agent here. He's purchasing your future with blood. Why do you think he's so stoic? It's not because he's cool. It's so he can lower his therapy bill. Duh. You don't know anything about Leon. I'm pulling my data from the same source as you, hun. No, I know what you're trying to do. Feeding on my insecurities, trying to make me feel like I'm the only one at fault. You're an emotional parasite. Would making the obvious joke spoil our relationship? Gah, didn't I tell you to shut up? Yes, but you also asked me to translate as needed. I thought that might extend to moral clarity. If not, me malo. If you want to help so bad, go convince my bladder to hold on to its liquid gold investments for just a little bit longer. And also stop this music. I'll do what I can until you can find a can. What a lame pun, which means I'm lame. Darn it. Oh no! More villagers! Another dumpster! Why, God? Apparently tired of all this malarkey, Leon readied a flash grenade and hurled it into the crowd. Somewhere, Jenna's eyes are scarred. Amidst the chaos, we bull rushed the crowd and bolted toward the exit. With the villagers quickly regaining their eyesight, and with it their zeal for murder, Leon hurriedly lifted the bar blocking the door. Leon unbarred the gate. Next episode 14. Yep. Oh, 14, 15. I thought we already loaded it up to 16. You gotta load again? Dang. All right. Now we are in the Gondolados. Oh, I remember this part. We get ambushed by a lot of people. So that's why you gotta pull out your... Oh, I hated this part. It was like all foggy and shit. So the large gate closed behind us like the maw of a creature made brittle by time. The area before us seemed to be something of a cliffside. I looked right and saw an opposing door, the exit, I imagined, to the path I thought to take. It's like that Robert Frost poem, two roads diverged in a wood, and something that has made all the difference. I remember that poem. I just know the road less traveled, and that's what I try to stick to. What I'm saying is, I'm grateful that my body isn't cubes. Hey, wait a second. Is that Dinja over there? He must have gone on the other path and just waltzed right through. Damn it, Leon. When are you going to learn that I am right about everything? Walk some more. Situated between the paths was a large gate adorned by a mask with one glowing red eye. Leon inspected the emblem briefly and then moved away toward a trail sloping off to the left. I guess puzzles don't interest you much when you yourself are a... Oh, I didn't get to read the last thing. Give me a log. Give me the log. When you... Oh, yeah, you yourself are a puzzle. I was about to say that. Well, there you see it. So, at the top of the stairs, we stepped onto a gondola loading platform embedded in the mountainside. Love the patchwork sheet metal aesthetic they got going. Really reminds you of the crippling poverty. The gondola cars moved up and down the line so innocently committed to their electric destiny. It reminded me a lot of the American Rust Belt, charming as an idea in a third world sort of way. Fortunately, us coastal elites... Gosh, Lee, you ain't right. Wait for me, Leon. I can't even get my words out. Why is this going so fast? Yes. Fortunately, us coastal elites are much too savvy to ever get on such an obvious death trap. Oh my God, wait for me, Leon. See, why can't... Hold on, let me fix this. Like, why is this going text speed this? You know, I can read, but dang, give me a minute to read it. Give me a minute. Let me turn the vocals up. I guess I could turn that up to that, and then sound effects can keep it like that. I think it sounds pretty good. Let me know if I need to actually adjust my audio for the next chapter. Okay, so we're on a rickety old gondola car, suspended who knows how many feet over the Spanish abyss, but it's cool. We're cool. It's not like anyone would be riding this thing at this time of night. Right? Surely, you already know the answer to that question. Well, I do now. I wish I could see what was going on. I might be able to help with that. For real? Check it. Wow. What? And am I seeing what Leon is seeing? How in the name of glorious abs is this possible? Just a little repurposing of your overactive imagination. Wow. Wait, are you saying just shut up and enjoy the shoot bang? Nice. That's exactly how you aim, because I be trying to aim for the head and it just, no. Bust the ankles for the plans. Get them cankles, Leon. Yeah. Man, Leon is such a good shot in my imagination. Now, I'd like to think those were just lone cultists making a pilgrimage of sorts, like the narrow planks represent their perilous finances, while the derelict there, hey, your girl's getting it. While the derelict gondola speaks to their hopes of being economically relevant. But that sweet reload is making me suspect it's another ambush. I'll tell you, I haven't been this pursued since that little tabloid misadventure in my senior year at Valley View High. Good times. I huddled close to Leon's back, partly to avoid being hurled off the gondola by the recoil movement, and partly to assess whether he smelled like sandalwood. He smells more like blood and sawdust, but that's never deterred anyone that's never deterred anybody that wasn't me. Hey, down in frontal lobe, you mind? The show's about to come back on. Sorry. Nice. Hey. Damn it. If only sex were that satisfying. It can be, though. I mean, with Leon, knowing your luck, he'd probably have a micro peen. Not just a peen, but a micro peen. That's not really, I guess. So that's not the worst thing. And give lousy oral. No, not you too, Leon. Speaking of dirty deeds, might want to watch that money shot speeding towards your face. The what now? Oh, dang. Yeah, I remember having to heal her a lot on here. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, you hurt. And what happened? Am I alive? Well, more alive than that guy. I'll give Leon credit. He knows the right way to avenge a woman's honor, which is swiftly, and I'm not talking about Taylor. Still, it's kind of horrible watching people fall into the Spanish abyss. Fortunately for my consciousness, I'm already done with this thought. Now, on stable ground, I took inventory of my pain. Yeah, seems like a pretty good amount. I'm lucky that my face is free of hatchets, sure, but gratitude is a poor substitute for Tylenol. Heck yeah, give me that spray. Leon turned toward me with some kind of canister in hand. Are we gonna graffiti their gondola? Because I am feeling exactly that spiteful. Whoa! Why is he aiming that at me? What is this? Pesticides to keep the bugs from eating my battered flesh? Weird. It smells like plants. Like pot plants. Not that I would know anything about pot or have any experience with pot panics. All of a sudden, there's a tingling feeling in my head. But I can feel the throb starting to get far away. And I feel like chuckling. Oh my God, this is pot. Wow, I'm feeling like really good. Like so good that I almost forgive that axe hurling madman. I mean, He was just doing what his heart told him to do. Would I really be any different? Would any of us? We moseyed over to a long staircase leading downward and proceeded, not surprisingly, in that direction. Walk, 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 walk. We continued along the path at the bottom and soon came upon who else? Dinja!
Welcome.
Tadaima! That's from Leon. Maybe it's just because I'm coming off a high, but something seems a little off about old Dinja, don't it? There's just like an aura. Could also be his glowing red eyes. Yeah. But hey, I ain't gonna knock a dude for popping a J or 3 when this waves at everything is your job. That's just self-care. We resumed our jog down the path and soon ran into another door, not unlike the ones in the village. Naturally, we proceeded without any concern for our safety. Next chapter, 15. Who cut the big cheese? But not feta cheese. Would you take a look at that? It's Forrest! Oh, hey, that reminds me of playing that song Dark Black Forest and on DDR. It's a long way to go, honey, he said. I know, but I'm afraid. Where are we going? She asked. Into the dark black forest. Soon, the narrow path fanned out into a dead end featuring a solitary ramshackle warehouse-type place. I bet 10 Spanish dollars that they keep the cultist Kool-Aid there. That's why we've come, right? To find an antidote to the evil within? I still need to finish that game. As we approached the door of the building, I swallowed hard, trying to fight back the enroaching sense of loneliness and dread radiating hardcore from this place. Still, I tried to seem brave, if only for Leon's sake.
Better stay outside.
So I gotta stay outside this time?
Ashley, go hide.
Yeah.
Well, that's a load off. Time to cower. There wasn't exactly a ton of hiding spots, and I thought it unwise to back myself into a corner, so I nestled myself between a nearby tree and some weird log shed. From my excessively dingy cover, I watched Leon carefully open the door and become one with the darkness. It's been a minute since I played the game. I think that's when he went against that long, like the building was in fire. Well, there's a lot of times when the building's on fire. And then there's like that long-armed monster you got to fight against that kept swinging all over the place. I believe that's this part. And yes, I will be coming out with the Resident Evil 4 remake to this. I'm trying to do it in tandem, so stick with me, y'all. Back to Ashley. I wonder what Leon's going in there for. Maybe to meet another secret agent, but that doesn't explain why I'd have to hide. Oh, unless he thinks they might double cross him. Trauma. At the same time, it seems pretty dangerous to just leave me out here in the open, in the middle of the forest, in the dead of night. Oh crap! I just remembered I am vulnerable and terrified. Man, I never thought I would miss the dumpster. See, the dumpster saves lives, y'all. Carbon sanctuary! What is oh my god, the building is on fire! Yep, see, this is the part. I mean, wow, I didn't know backstabbings happened that quick outside of General Hospital. I didn't really want to leave my hiding place, but I was also afraid of what attention a flaming warehouse might draw among the saddle-bound. Bereft of good ideas, I moved to the other side of the shed and desperately wished I could curl into a morph ball and just roll out of here. Instead, I squatted intensely and watched nervously for any sign of Leon. Each passing second burned away a little more of the rope of my hope. My hope rope, you might say. For a moment, I was petrified by the thought that Leon had been murdered. So much for Trashly being here to help me cope. Then again, it is kind of funny that she did literally get bludgeoned into dormancy. Listening more closely, I could hear noise coming from the warehouse. Sounded like bullets and shrieking? A rather unholy medley, but if it signals a struggle, then that means Leon's alive! Give him hell, Leon, cause otherwise I'll leave your ass for Dinja and never look back. Well, damn. There goes Ashley. We all over the place. Another few minutes passed and eventually the sounds dissipated. I took a chance and ran up to the building, trying to hear better while avoiding first-degree burns. I heard something collapse, but it wasn't from the inside. I peeked over the corner to the side of the building. I half expected to see Dinja standing there. Actually, did Dinja know about this? Did he tip off the secret agent? Is he the secret agent? Did he teleport into the building? Is it the coat? Is that the source of his power? So many questions! As if to undercut my mounting anxiety, Leon tumbled through the hole in the siding and rolled coolly to his feet. That's Leon for ya. Oh my gosh, Leon is safe. Whoa, take that, Dinja, you potential traitor love interest. More on the love, less on the traitor. I ran up to Leon, who looked a little scuffed and bruised. A good look on a man, I might add, shows character. Maybe I should inquire further about the preceding incidents, so that he knows I'm thinking about him. Are you hurt? Did Dinja go rogue? Will you marry me? Will you marry me? I'd take that as a no. No, Leon, why? Oh, well, I guess you don't have to. It was just a thought. It was just a thought. Episode 16. The egg, the bass, and other things. We made our way back to the gondola station, but before boarding, Leon turned his gaze to the towering silhouette looming over the darkness. Is that a castle? It's huge! So huge that I am not sure how I missed it before. Right. Anyway, it'd be nice if someone there could help us, like a prince or a duke in village, or not. A rich, handsome, filthy, fucking rich prince. Oh, what if Lewis is actually a prince? Like, he became disenchanted by wealth and decided to commit his life to the people after he realized they'd been denied the luxuries he had so long taken for granted, like light bulbs. Man, maybe Trashly was right about my overactive imagination. Although, really, is there a healthy upper limit to fantasizing? Heck no. I certainly don't believe in one. And I'm still the boss of this brain. Walk, 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 walk. Back up the gondola ride. Leon sure looks nice. Whiffs, I can't say that word. Whiffs, like wasp. Wisps of fog only accentuate his excellent jawline. And his arms, so smooth and defined. It's not often you find a guy who can balance muscle and metro. I wonder what else he keeps shaved. Dirty thoughts. Dirty thoughts. Huh? sure is quiet without the threat of assault. I might not get many opportunities like this to chat with Leon. Maybe he'll answer a question or two or thrice. Hey, Leon. About that explosion, about Lewis, about the merchant, about this job, about my rescue. Let's do about that explosion. So, I don't know if this is classified or anything, but what happened back in that warehouse? Yeah, sorry if that scared you. I had a bit of a dispute with the so-called Big Cheese. Real bad dude. Okay, so barns erupting into flames 30 seconds after you enter them is a dispute? Even George Orwell might blush at that one. Big Cheese? Did he cause the explosion? Well, he escalated the situation. So, in a way, yeah. Huh. So, what was he like? Well, after I shot him a few times, his torso detached, or more like his spine grew. The point is, yeah, it was that monster. See, I know a little bit of something, y'all. So, where was I? Okay. Yeah, from the beginning then. Well, after I shot him a few times, his torso detached, or more like his spine grew. The point is, he separated from his legs, and he grew some arms out of his back, which he then used to fling himself around, kind of like a gymnast. I should mention, these arms were very long. That's from me. That's what you meant by an escalated situation? Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, I mostly wanted to know if he was a secret agent. Nah, I think he was the mayor. Okay, Leon. Next up. Yeah, about this job. How you get this job? From Resident Evil 2 to 4. Now you just rescuing president's daughters. So, what's the story behind you becoming my bodyguard, if you don't mind me asking? That's a little tough to explain. If you're worried about whether I can handle it, Leon, then don't. I'm tougher than I look. You're right. I shouldn't treat you like a kid. You've been through more in a day than most people will endure in a lifetime. That's from Leon. You remember the former president shooting off those missiles at Raccoon City? How could I not? My dad was the Veep. It was all anybody talked about at my high school. Granted, most of that was just President Evil jokes. Did your dad tell you anything about what caused the incident? No, he won't talk about it in private, but I've heard stuff from his cabinet. Something about a company called Umbrella Chronicles making viruses into bioweapons, and then it leaked into the city? Almost sounds quaint when you say it. Huh? Are you making fun of me, Leon? No, it's just, I was there when it all happened. The death, the destruction, the smell. The news didn't cover half of it, and people wouldn't believe it if they had. It really was hell on earth. What kind of things are we talking about? Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is why I can't get past this game. Right there, right here, right there. Mr. X. I'm gonna have to play the old school Resident Evil 2 and do Claire's scenario, because why is Mr. X in both scenarios in Resident Evil 2 Remake? Why? Why is Resident Evil 3 Remake easier than Resident Evil 2 Remake? Chinese riddle for you. So as Leon, it's too horrible to describe. Let's leave it at that, right? Yeah, probably for the best. But what were you doing there in the city? Did you get stuck in the quarantine? Actually, I had just graduated from the police academy and requested an assignment at the Raccoon City Police Department. It was supposed to be my first day on the force. Because I was young and stupid, I drove into town to see if I could help. Kind of hard to say it was bad luck when I put myself in that situation. Oh, Leon, I sympathize with stupidly driving off to places you don't belong. Sounds to me like you should get an award for for worst first day ever. I guess my superiors thought so too. That's how I skipped a few rungs on the career ladder and wound up in the president's service. Of course, there are other reasons the government wants me close to the vest, but I'm afraid that's classified, even for the president's daughter. Just you wait, Leon. I'll get my security clearance and learn all your secrets. Your call, sweetheart. Just don't be disappointed if you find more skeletons than secrets in my closet. Well, dang, Leon, you just over here a serial killer? Is that what you a regular what's his name? Bundy? Tom, what's his name? Gosh, Lee, that serial killer from the 70s, y'all. Gosh, Lee, Ted Bundy. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. He called me sweetheart. I still got heart in my eyes. The gondola came to a halt, and with it, my fantasy of continued conversation. Onward, ho, I guess. We jogged down the small hill and walked up to the large wooden door that Leon had expected earlier. Walk, 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 walk. Leon began shifting through his pockets. Oh, good. I guess he found a key or something on the mayor after he... Dots from me. More dots from me. Sweet merciful Jesus! I like how, amidst all the detail I didn't ask for, he conveniently left out the part where he plucked an eyeball out of a dude's face. Was that before or after his legs filed for divorce? Well, at least where he's going, he probably doesn't need eyes to see. Next episode. 17. Running from the bulls. We stepped through the gate and... Okay, now hold on a second. Me, can we just stop and ponder the fact that a total hottie just opened a door with a person's eyeball? That is so nuts. I mean, these people don't even have toilets and they're building doors with retina scanners. I know I live in a gated community, so glass houses and all that, but this wealth gap is borderline American. Whew. Okay, I'm good now. Just had to clear the air. Continue. Me. Why, thank you, me. I'd be happy to. Where was I? Oh, right. On the other side of the gate was a very tight path leading up. The path was enclosed by rocky embankments that were totally climbable, but Leon seemed fine with walking the old straight and narrow. It's not like we're trying to escape an area bristling with hostility or anything. What's that rumbling sound? I swung my head backwards, paranoid that the villagers Leon had blinded finally regained their senses and came to enact vengeance. Nobody was behind us, and I thought for a second that maybe Trashley was pulling on some brain wires. Then I looked at Leon, whose grip on his pistol signaled that I was a fool looking in the wrong direction. Oh my God, is that a truck? On this tiny road? We'll be crushed, which is almost certainly the point. I mean, if we just go back through the door, even if they crash through the gate, the momentum would probably cause them to fly over the cliff. Am I a genius or what? I thought about bolting, but Leon held firm. If I run now, it might distract him, but it might also get him off this road. I don't want him to think I don't trust him. Men love a girl with undying certainty in their manly ability to succeed amidst unreasonable odds, don't they? That certainly feels true. Run! Chuck that, run! And no. As if sensing my desire to flee, Leon stepped back and raised his weapon to the night. I can't run now. It will throw off Leon's aim and then he'll be crushed. It's my moral obligation not to let that happen to his hair. Don't make me regret this, Leon. And I duck. And I remember doing this part. It took me 2 times to do this. Maybe 3. Good job. Hey, he got that thing. But I wouldn't have stood right there, though. I would have backed it up a little bit. That's for me. Yeah, now that is how you propose to someone. Meanwhile, what the heck? Meanwhile, oh, I went too fast. Probably meanwhile back in the village or something. As I began to plan out our wedding, we slipped past the flaming truck and continued up the path. Wait, there's villagers behind us. How did they? Are you just gonna toss the eyeball off? Oh my God, Leon, you flippant dolt! You gave them the key! I forgot what happens here. With the villagers doing their best impression of a stampede, Leon and I looked honestly at one another. His eyes said, "I've got a plan." My eyes said, "This is all your fault."
On the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, 'cause where else are we supposed to go? As the villagers drew uncomfortably near, I temporarily forgave Leon for his earlier poor judgment and looked to him for guidance. He flicked his eyes at a crank to my left.
You take that one.
Okay.
Such plans, much thought. Oh yeah, we drew it up. Okay, it's coming back now. Look at the rust on this thing, and I thought I've gone too long without a loving touch. Focus. Ashley, cultists with torches. I took hold of the handle and looked to Leon for a signal. I knew it was just going to be more quiet body language, but I imagined a seductive wink, a blown kiss, combo, anything to keep the spark alive.
Wait.
Oh, he actually spoke this time. Wow, actual words. I'm so motivated. Let's push this crank. Noodle arms, push it real good. Yay. And we're safe. Let me save that. Can I save? Right here. Wow, we did it. Does this qualify us for a relationship upgrade? I mean, it's not quite dodging ancient traps in unison yet, but I think there's real potential.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of confidence about what we'll find in this castle, but given everything so far, I think Ghost of Vincent Price is a reasonable gamble. And that's the end of chapter 1. Traps will tear us apart. Oh, another love interest? Hopefully not. So I will go ahead and end it off right here. Of course, my wonderful people, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, there will be some more Resident Evil for the Otome edition. And yes, hopefully soon. I'm waiting on a couple things, but yes, Resident Evil 4 remake will be coming to you by the end of next month. So chapter 2 will not be released of the Otome edition until like probably June. My bad on that, but just stay tuned in for all of these games, as well as Mafia 1, the definitive edition. There's also the Talk of Tavern. Also next month will be the Coffee Talk, the Tokyo edition as well. And geez Louise, oh, Death Stranding 2 as well. Chapter 3, I'm close. So that will be finally coming to you as well next month. And please show some love, show some likes on my first 2 chapters of Death Stranding 2. So anything else? Oh, also Silent Hill F as well as Ghost of Yote. And I know I haven't brought this game up in a grand while, but also be on the lookout for Resident Evil Outbreak File number 1. I don't know if I'll be doing file number 2, but you shall see. So those are all the games I have upcoming. So please be on the lookout for all the games as always. And geez Louise, how long is chapter 2? So we ended off on episode 18, and then it's still going. So 30, I would think it would be the same amount. So oh my gosh, 32. Oh, there we go. It's finally done. A castle in the midst. So I guess I should save it up again right here. So save it on up. Save it on up. I can't save it till it's done writing. Okay, there we go. So save right there. And we go exit. And here she gonna come scare me. Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry. Okay, Ashley, my love, please be waiting for me. So, if you all love this as much as I did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with that little bell jingle turned on so you all stay tuned in, my wonderful people filled with greatness. Also, don't you dare forget to share this thing to someone you love or to someone you hate. Either which way, it'll help your girl out. And as always, much love, much peace, and catch you on the flip side.